the Push for More podcast.
Hey, Aidan, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
It's good to have you on the podcast today. Today we have Aidan Fritz, and we're going to talk about his life, his story, the obstacles that he overcame, and just have a great conversation in general. Glad to be here today. It's a beautiful setting that we have here at the studio on York. I'd like to throw a little shout out to them for letting us be here in their beautiful living room. You can look them up online if you need to find them. They're right across from Smythe Jewelers. So let's get into about Aidan. Can you talk about where you were born and raised? I know it was in Phoenix, Maryland, but your experiences growing up, a little bit about that?
100%. Well, first off, appreciate you having me on. Awesome opportunity. Yeah, grew up, born and raised in Phoenix, Maryland, right around that Jacksonville area, and it was great. It was every single thing a child would want in their childhood. Group of great friends. Awesome neighborhood. It's funny. We would have so many, type of wiffle ball games and manhunt and all that type of stuff. So seriously, a really, really fun time. And, it was cool too, because my older brothers were involved as well. So, growing up, I think it's your role as a younger brother with two older brothers to kind of keep up. And, for them showing me the way just through childhood and through those experiences, I'm grateful. So definitely had a great childhood. And yeah.
Okay, so you went to St. Joseph's Middle School. Then you were the winner of the Optimist International District Oratorical Contest. Can you talk a little bit about what happened during that experience and how you did?
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I went to St. Joseph's School in Cockeysville. And when you get to grade 6, you enter into this Optimist Club. You have to write a 5-minute speech, and you're given a prompt from the Optimist Club. So again, it goes from grade 6 to grade 8. And my 8th grade year, the prompt, and I'll never forget this, was how my best brings out the best in others. Long story short, you have a classroom competition, and St. Joseph's is very small. In my class, I think we had maybe 20 kids. So you have the classroom competition. And this exercise, it's a project, and it's a very good project. I'm forever grateful that they did this. And of course, it's to get you comfortable in the real world, talking to people, public speaking. But it's nerve-wracking, right? As a 6th grader and an 8th grader, 7th grader, it's scary. So won the classroom competition. From there, you compete against the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade winners in the gym, classroom competition. From there, if you win that, you go to some regional stuff around here. From there, I won that. Went to Ocean City for states. Was fortunate enough to win that, and then an opportunity I'll never forget. Flew out, my father and I, to St. Louis, Missouri, for nationals. And while I didn't perform my best, I was there for a cup of coffee. Just such a good experience. I got some college scholarship money, which was really cool. And again, just really grateful for what St. Joseph's gave me for those experiences. And awesome opportunity.
That resonates with us at the Push for More so much, because we just had a entrepreneurial workshop, and we had 2 finalists, first place and a second place. And they created a business plan and spoke before a panel, which, like you're saying, for
very nice.
That age, is very difficult to do. It's scary. Mm-hmm. And they did a great job. But that's great that you did that. And that kind of broke you into being a good speaker and being able to talk to people, prove a point, and talk to an audience. Did you do anything more with that? Or was that the final?
Yeah, didn't do much more after that. It was pretty cool. Obviously, small to more word got around, that I went that far in that competition. And my friends caught on, and growing up playing sports, my coaches would then catch on as well. So I didn't do much more, but would ask to, get up in front of my team and talk about the experience, which, again, is still scary to do when you're that young. So didn't, do much more in public speaking, but just kind of use that experience to, like what you said, it's helping me in my young career now that I'm working after college to network, to go to these meetings by myself, to not have to bring my boss, and to make relationships.
Okay, and to pivot a little bit, you went to Calvert Hall,
right? And
you played lacrosse and soccer, and I know you have quite a record there. Can you talk about how you did there, what you did, what positions you played, and that kind of thing?
Yeah, 100%. I had 2 older brothers, like I was saying. They went to Calvert Hall. We're all 3 years apart. So when it was my time to shadow these high schools, my parents let me go to shadow Loyola and St. Paul's or wherever it may be. But I knew from day one I was going to be at Calvert Hall. and just such a great experience. Like you said, I played lacrosse and soccer. Played soccer for 2 years, freshman and sophomore year. Kind of gave it up because I really just started to find my rhythm with lacrosse. Played short stick defensive midfield on the team there, playing defense with a short stick, not a long pole. And yeah, really just found my rhythm.
What did you concentrate on academically at Calvert Hall? Can you talk a little bit about what they offered you as far as preparing you for college, socially, academically, professionally?
Yeah, so it's Calvert Hall, but they pride themselves on being a college preparatory school, like what you were just saying. So the biggest thing they gave to me was time management. The way they formatted your day with all these different free periods, you're going to class from 9 to 12, but then you're going to be off for a couple of hours. It's something that really helped me in college and now in life, to be able to grind for that 3 hours in class. But then you have 2 hours to go eat lunch, do your homework, maybe get extra reps in the gym or on the lacrosse field, and then come back and do some more homework or go back to class. Was really important heading into college for me, because I think a lot of people struggle with how they use their time, and time is our greatest asset. So,
no doubt. So now I would like to talk about COVID and your experience going through COVID.
Yeah.
That was very difficult for everyone. We know a lot of youngsters are having trouble with that our organization, the Push for More, is trying to deal with now.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us about how you dealt with it and how it affected you?
Just like you said, it wasn't easy. It was pretty upsetting for me just because it was my last year of high school. It's the prom, right? It's your last season of playing lacrosse. You want to go out on a bang. So I got to, I think it was March 16th. We played IMG Academy. My friends that I played at the University of Delaware with were on the team that we were going to play next, from Canada, and they were coming down on their annual trip to Baltimore to play a bunch of teams. And they actually were the first ones to text me like, "Hey, we're not coming down anymore. Our whole season just got canceled." And I was like, "What?" So really weird. I was on a very good dynasty at Calvert Hall of lacrosse. We won in 2017, 2018, 2019, and we're going for that historic four-peat, which has never been done before. And having that cut short, and then, being at home, online, it was just very, very weird. Mm-hmm. Again, missing out on a lot of stuff. But, I think it gave me resilience. It was a tough time, but, we all came out of it, a little scarred, but I think for me personally, better.
Got to accentuate the positive.
Right.
What did you do during that time to keep yourself physically and emotionally well?
I think I was in denial, honestly. I think everything kind of kept on getting canceled incrementally. That I was like, okay, well, if this game's canceled, it's got to be the next game where we'll get back on the field, or we're going back to school in this state. So it's funny, we all had a group chat, the seniors at Calvert Hall, and we would send workouts in, to each other, and we were just staying really, really fit. And I think it helped us out mentally as well. But yeah, I think there was a little bit of denial, just not wanting to let go of something. Happy we had a graduation. It was funny. We graduated in the stadium, 6 feet apart. But yeah, I think everyone was home, right? And I had two older brothers, what we were talking about. So working out with them. My parents are also very active as well. So we kept busy, but I think everyone was in denial. It was hard for everyone, like you said. There wasn't a perfect way to go through that time at all.
No doubt. Where did you go to college?
University of Delaware.
What sports and what academically did you concentrate in at Delaware?
I was a marketing major, graduated with my marketing degree. Played lacrosse there on their varsity team for 4 years, and just such a wonderful experience I had. My mom went to school there, graduated in '90. So it was really cool for her as well. And it's funny, I didn't have many college lacrosse scholarships or looks or anything like that. And very thankful that on one day at 3 p.m. on a hot, sunny tournament, one of the Delaware coaches, Coach Rukowski, was there, and he saw me play and he took a chance on me. And ever since I got on campus, it was home. In high school, I had a really good group of friends. I really did. But I really found my people in college. Just guys that allowed me to be myself on and off the field, right? And it's funny, you're living with these guys for 4 years, so they see everything of you, every single type of color. I mean, some of my best friends are up in Canada now, but we still keep in touch. Some guys are local here in Maryland. Just a really good group of 12 to 15 guys that I'm really close with. And if it wasn't for Delaware and me, getting an offer there, would have never had that. So
Were you in a
thankful.
fraternity?
No, I wasn't. So at Delaware, our coach didn't allow us to be in a fraternity, but it's kind of your own fraternity, right?
Yes.
It's 50 guys. It's 50 of your best friends. You're doing every single thing, together. So really didn't feel that need to be in one because I had my people and my guys. So yeah.
To pivot again, I want to talk about the C4
Yeah,
organization.
sure.
And you had mentioned that, and you're always excited. You brighten up as soon as I said that.
Yeah.
So I just want to know if you can explain what that is
Mm-hmm.
and how you're involved.
Yeah. I'll give you the kind of short story of it. So the C4 Foundation is in memory of Charlie Humphrey Keating IV, who gave the ultimate sacrifice in Iraq in 2016. His dad, C3, is the founder of the organization, and it helps out active duty Navy SEALs when they come back from deployment and stress is so high on them to reconnect with their family and just to totally chill out. They have a state-of-the-art ranch out in California, out in the country, outside of San Diego, that these Navy SEALs can come and, just like I said, bring their kids and their wives, and they can fish. There's housing there, eat meals with each other, and again, just really unwind from everything that deployment does to you. I got involved because my brother introduced me to the C4 Foundation in high school. He got me like a shirt and a hat for Christmas one year and showed me the testimonial video on YouTube. Everyone can go check that out. It's a really powerful video, about 30 minutes. Ever since he got me that hat and the shirt, fell in love with it. When I got to college, I would wear the hat out or around, in the locker room or wherever it may be. And a couple of my buddies were like, is that the C4 Foundation? So they heard of it. And it's funny, John, that it's a very cliche thing to say, but no one really prepares you for that final whistle, right? That final game. And I'll never forget, it was at Taos University right here. It was in my conference championship. We lost, and that was it. And, I didn't have the opportunity to play professional lacrosse, which is okay, but something that I've always wanted to do for myself was to continue to stay active after college. So the same guys that knew about the C4 Foundation in college, one of my buddies hits me up one day. I was like, hey, and you want to run a marathon, in Austin, Texas. And that's when, I kind of thought to myself, let's do it, but let's do it for a really good cause. And, all three of us were like C4 Foundation, 100%. So pretty funny story. They're 3 hours behind in San Diego. So I called one day, they didn't answer, wrote an email, they didn't answer. I'm like, geez, it's been 2 weeks and I haven't heard back. I'm trying to do something really good. And the foundation knows the story. It's a good story. Yeah, heard nothing. One day on my lunch break at work, at 3 p.m. I took my lunch, and it's noon there. I'm like, I'm just gonna call until someone answers. Someone's gotta answer. And one of Charlie's relatives, I don't know if it's his cousin or his aunt, but Deanne Keating picked up the phone and told her, introduced myself, told her what we were trying to do with a marathon. She loved it. From there, we hopped on a call with Charlie's dad, which was really, really cool. He was telling us some of Charlie's stories. He was talking about this club's high school soccer team out in Ohio, I believe, that wore C4 shirts warming up. So that's when a light bulb went off in our head. If a high school team can do that, why can't we bring this to a national level at the University of Delaware men's lacrosse, our alma mater that gave us so much? So that's exactly what we did. And so this past year, April 16, 2024, University of Delaware played Stony Brook for the military appreciation game, and it was all about the C4 Foundation. They sent in an active duty Navy SEAL that was around the team the whole week, and at team dinner, got to speak to the team. Really, really cool experience, and something that we're trying to do each year. So forever thankful for Deanne picking up the phone, if she's watching this, and for the experiences that we had with that. And it was cool. We raised almost $12,000 in terms of our marathon efforts and the tailgate that happened at the game. So with everything, the money is all great, but I think we did raise awareness. They're very big out in the West Coast, but East Coast people asking us, hey, where's your hat from? Or what's the mission? What is this? And explaining to them, and them feeling, Charlie's legacy was really cool.
Navy SEALs are unsung heroes. Yep. And you know what? For as long as I can remember, besides my dad and my mom, they're my personal heroes, but the Navy SEALs are people that have given me inspiration to go forward when times have been really bad for me, because I know what they go through during buds and in combat.
Absolutely.
It's a great foundation. You should be proud to be part of it.
Thank you.
And I'm really proud to talk to you because you are part of that.
Thank you.
You got engaged.
I did. To love my life. It was awesome. July 22nd, 2025. Went out to our favorite place, Montana. We all
Awesome.
love it. Our third time out there. Really cool. Both families could get out. One of my brothers is out in San Diego, who I don't see too often anymore. And the fact that he was there and my other brother, their significant others, my parents, her parents, and her sister, was a group of 10 of us, was really special. Not an easy place to get to, but really cool to see the love from them for our special moment. And yeah, she's an angel. She keeps me grounded.
Can you give us a snippet of how that transpired when you popped the question?
Yeah, it was a rainy Tuesday day in Montana, which, again, been out there 3 times. It has never rained. It's always 75, no humidity, perfect, beautiful mountain views. And it was raining all day. It was foggy. Couldn't see the mountain view or the lake where I was gonna do it. I prayed on the couch at like 4 o'clock, and I was proposing at 6 o'clock. Fast forward to 5:30 when we all got in the car to drive, a short while, 2 minutes away to the overlook spot where I was going to do it. The clouds start breaking. You can see the lake. It stopped raining, and I want to call it a sign. And we had about 45 minutes of no fog, no rain. When we got in our car to head to our celebration dinner, it starts pouring buckets. So really, really awesome day, really awesome trip. Can't wait to marry her. She's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a
Appreciate
great story.
it. Yeah.
Which segues into my next question.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ask this question all the time, but I think you would be a great person to ask this question to. PUSH represents passion, understanding, sacrifice, and hope. And those words mean a lot to our organization. It's the cornerstone of what we are founded on. Can you talk about what passion, understanding, sacrifice, and hope mean to you?
Yeah, for me, passion, I think, helps you get to your personal goals. It creates creativity and a sense of purpose. Whether it's your career, hobby, or any cause, I always rely on passion to keep me engaged, even when things get tough, because we all know how hard life can get. So that's passion for me. Understanding, I think, builds stronger relationships. It reduces conflict, and it helps me create wiser decisions. For me, understanding is not intellectual, but it's emotional. It's the ability to kind of adapt, evolve, and learn, and to emotionally take yourself out of it and kind of just open up your eyes and your ears and see it from another point of view, which is, for me, I struggle with sometimes. That's how you learn 90% of the time, is from other people, personally and mentally as well. So sacrifice, I think, can often be seen in love and in family and in service as well. It's a sign of deeper commitment, and sometimes can be used for personal growth as well. Again, being a student athlete, I got a very low level taste of what sacrifice can be, whether it's, you're missing a party or an event for, an early morning practice or lift or a game. That was sacrifice, even though it was pretty low level. And I think it has helped me, along with other student athletes, deal with sacrifice in real life scenarios. And hope, for me, I think that's the most important one. It keeps me going even when the path is unclear. It can be fragile, but it's incredibly resilient. I think a lot of what we do in life can be monotonous, and I think hope and consistency kind of go hand in hand with each other. It's hard to show up every single day to work your tail off and not get the promotion or the raise. It's really hard to go to the gym every single day and not see 6-pack abs and, you getting stronger. So for me, I always rely on hope to kind of stay in the now, in the present, do what is necessary today, knowing that it's going to pay off 3 months, 6 months, a year, or a couple of years. So that'd be hope for me.
You just stated our mission very eloquently and very well. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
The last thing I want to talk about is that you work for WBAL.
Correct.
If you want to give us a quick picture of what you do there and how you feel about being part of that program.
Absolutely. So intern at WBAL at the end of my sophomore year at the University of Delaware. It was awesome. I was in the sports broadcasting department with Jerry Sandusky, who's the voice of the Ravens, and Pete Gilbert, who's kind of his right-hand man. So much fun. They were taking me to Ravens training camp practices, Orioles games, and then taking me back to the studio to show me what a live broadcast on TV kind of looks like. And, ever since that, I made some great relationships there during my internship. I was awarded a full-time position graduating college that I took. I started September 3rd of 2024. So right now I'm in a sales role there. I sell television and digital advertising to, local businesses like yourself and national businesses as well. As the NBC affiliate, it's really cool. We have inventory to Ravens games, Sunday night football games, the Winter Olympics coming up. Really awesome station to work for, really awesome individuals to work with, and I'm loving it so far.
That's great. I want to thank you for being on here today. We're going to wrap it up. You did an excellent job.
Awesome.
We're really happy to be here at the studio on York again. It's been a wonderful experience. Stay tuned for more podcasts coming out in about 6 weeks. And Aidan, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to the Push for More podcast. To join our mentor network or appear on the podcast, feel free to reach out to us at thepushformore.com.
And if you have the means, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to help support our mission.
Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Every little bit helps us push forward.
Round 2.